Good afternoon. Welcome to the Fundraising Films live stream. We will be talking about live streaming from your home. I am doing this live stream by myself today. I want to use this as an example to prove how one individual can run a live stream from their home using readily available equipment. And so that's what we're going to be covering today. My name is Josh Browne. I am the Creative Director and President of Fundraising Films. And I'll be taking you through this journey today. We'll have some fun. I want to send a special thanks to the Florida Association of Nonprofits for giving me the opportunity to lead this live stream. A couple of housekeeping things to keep in mind is that you don't have to take notes or anything. This recording will be available post-show. So once we get finished, if you need to rewind it, it will be available on our YouTube. Also, if you have any questions while I'm presenting, please don't hesitate to use the YouTube chat. If you're looking at it from the Fundraising Films landing page, the chat feature isn't there. You would have to actually go to YouTube. You can click on the title up in the upper left-hand corner to take the video to YouTube if you'd like to use the chat feature. But if you'd like to just kind of follow along and watch, feel free to just do that as well from the Fundraising Films landing page. So without further ado, let's jump right into this presentation really quickly. And the cool thing is I'll show you just a top view of what I'm actually using here. You'll see me going from the top and the bottom. Here I have a iPad, standard iPad that you can get. I have another iPad that you can actually run the presentation, the actual keynote presentation that I'll actually be presenting from. This is the streaming box that I'm using to actually stream to YouTube right now. And we'll get to some of these other goodies that are here on this table momentarily. We have a 2-camera setup, and the cool thing about the 2-camera setup, we have one camera that's right here above me, and this is a cell phone. And then we have this second camera that's right in front of me, and this is an iPod Touch. So again, these are readily available pieces of equipment that everybody pretty much has some sort or a version of, whether it's, like you said, an iPad or an iPod Touch or a cell phone. You have pretty much all of the equipment that you would need, but we'll get into it a little bit more. So let's jump into our presentation here. And the cool thing is, again, now we can do like picture-in-picture right from that iPad, all with my finger. I can just press the button, and now I have picture-in-picture. So now I'm at the bottom, and now my presentation is in the back. So today we'll be covering what is streaming. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about who streaming is for. We'll talk about how live streaming can increase your donations. We'll talk about creating content that connects with your donors. We'll also be looking at the different live streaming options that are available. I'll do some live streaming demos to kind of show you the different types of setups that are out there and how you can take advantage of live streaming. We also have some brand ambassador opportunities for Fundraising Films or through Fundraising Films, where if you would like to help us kind of get the word out and get this streaming goodness to everybody out there, we would love to partner with you and get some help there. And then at the end, I'll take the last 15 minutes of the presentation to answer some of the questions in the YouTube live chat. Really quickly, before we do that, just want to tell you a little bit more about Fundraising Films. We're a full-service production company with over 20 years of experience. We create year-long giving campaigns for a variety of nonprofits, and our central office is down here in Fort Lauderdale. Our mission is just to help be an arm for nonprofits to be able to communicate their message in new exciting ways using live video, standard video. We're just here to help make nonprofits look awesome. All right. Our team here at Fundraising Films, we have a big group. We've all been working together for a long time, but this is our group here, and everybody just has, a different specialty that they use. We're not all just video people. Some of us are web designers and web people, graphic designers, creative directors, nonprofit professionals who can do consulting. So we have a little bit in our wheelhouse to be able to help you. So if there's anything that you need as it pertains to media marketing and advertising, we can probably help you directly, or we have somebody who we know that could probably help you. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us to get some help. So we'll jump right in. So what is live streaming? A lot of people are familiar with live streaming, and it means different things to different people. So before we get into it, I just want to make clear about what we'll be talking about today. So the live stream that we'll be talking about, there's two types of live streaming. Here on this slide, you'll see on the left-hand side, we have live video meeting tools. People are familiar with those tools, things like Skype, GoToMeeting, Google Hangouts. Where you use these are normally for conference calls and small meetings where collaboration is key. If you're going to send a stream to more than a dozen people, or you're hosting a big reoccurring event, or you need something a little more high quality, this would not be the option for live streaming. This is more of a collaboration tool. So you have on the left your collaboration tools, which are streaming, but it's collaboration only. What we're talking about today is on the right-hand side, and this is what I actually have set up here, which is a live streaming tool, which you would use on YouTube, Facebook, or Vimeo, and many other services. There are many services that you can use live streaming. The advantages here are it's much more high quality. You can also, it's like more one-directional, and you can speak directly to your audience and on a much larger scale. There's really no limits as far as how many people can actually come into your live stream. So unlike the other streaming on the left-hand side, there are some limits when it comes to how many people can actually log in. The other cool thing about the tools on the right-hand side, at least if you're using Facebook and YouTube, they're absolutely free. So there's no cost for them, which is awesome. You simply have to create a YouTube channel, which is free, using your Gmail or any Gmail that you have. If you wanted to create a Gmail for your nonprofit, it would be said nonprofit@gmail.com, free account, and then you're ready to go live. So we'll get into a little bit more of that. The best use cases for live streams, the live streams on the right-hand side, the YouTube, Facebook, are more so for like galas, expos, business conferences, workshops, or podcasts. Like if you were doing, this is more of like a podcast format here, where we sit and go through a number of slides. So, you wouldn't use this for face-to-face communication. This is more so for people who you want to be able to chat with online and present some sort of information. And kind of like I was mentioning earlier, this can be multi-camera. So with the setup here that I have, we can put up to 10 cameras on this stream. So I could have 10 phones. We never use phones professionally, but just for this use case, if you have phones or iPod touches or any kind of camera, you can hook up to 10 cameras up to this. So to, I guess, bring a little more context to what this can actually do here, I'm going to show you a really quick video. Hold on just a second, and I'll show you kind of what I'm doing here. So, you literally just drag and drop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here to my presentation, and I'm going to just stop my music really quickly so that you can actually hear the video that I'm about to play, because I'm going to play a quick video so that you can get a better idea of how this equipment works, what it looks like, and then we'll proceed from there. So let me get my presentation going back up, and I will just drag and drop it from up in this upper corner, and you will see that now it will pop in the slide that we were just on, and I will come over here and give you guys a little audio, and I'll be right back right after.
This is Sling Studio, the first affordable live streaming multi-camera platform, an all-in-one wireless solution that's portable and easy to use. 100% battery operated, Sling Studio requires no extra cables, external power, router, or network. The Sling Studio Camera Link wirelessly connects to virtually any camera on set at distances up to 300 feet. Setup is no sweat, taking minutes, not hours. From simply using a smartphone to taking advantage of up to 10 wireless sources, Sling Studio has a vast array of connecting options designed to best fit your production needs. Whichever way you choose to connect, all sources are instantaneously available on the Sling Studio console app. Intuitively designed for the most dynamic live directing program with features like custom graphic and video imports, live switching transitions, picture-in-picture, and more. Live streaming capabilities let you share directly to Facebook, YouTube, or any RTMP destination. Every recording is stored on a single SD card. All files automatically sync and timecode with Sling Studio's Adobe Premiere Pro extension and Apple Final Cut Pro converter. Sling Studio, the easiest and best solution for live switching, live streaming, and multi-camera production on the market today. This is Sling Studio.
And that is the equipment that I am actually working on today. That setup, it may look intimidating to some, but it is quite easy and intuitive to use. We have been using this setup for probably about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half. We had a previous setup that was much more complicated, much more expensive, just really difficult to use. This setup, you can literally get set up within an hour and be live streaming. So just a couple weeks ago, we used this same setup in New York, where we had 3 cameras running a live stream to a landing page in Mexico for a international construction company. And they did a full day of class. It was completely wireless. We didn't have to have any cables, or the only cable that you have to have is the cable that goes from the box to the router, and you don't necessarily have to have that. We just like to have it because that's the most reliable type of connection, but it's very simple. Now, I do get that some people may not be as tech savvy, and that's okay. We can also help there as well. So let's take a look at some of the use cases for this particular setup here. So as I mentioned before, we have The best use cases are for workshops, galas, and podcasts. You can use this for any of those things. The other cool thing about this is that if you are going to use it for your galas, your podcasts, or your workshops, the setup is really quick, and we can actually come out and set it up for you if you'd like, or we can also provide you with the training on how to get this set up as well. We're actually creating an online training course as we speak, where we will go through more in depth on how this actually works and how you can use it. This is more so of a high level workshop, just to kind of give you an idea of the possibilities. But this, like I said, whether you want to do it yourself or whether you'd like us to come out and help you, either option, we're here to help. So when it comes to live streams, the big question is how live streaming increases donations. Because at the end of the day, if you're a nonprofit, you're always looking for donations and a way to continue to fundraise. Fundraising is a year-long process that is ceaseless and never ends. So I'll bring up a couple points before we get to the next slide. A couple points to keep in mind is when it comes to using live streaming for donations, number one, you need an online, group. It doesn't have to be big. It can be very small. If you have a couple people who have liked your page, or a couple people who have subscribed to your YouTube channel, your Facebook page, if they liked your Facebook, those are people who are potential donors for any of your live streams. So if you are doing any kind of event, even if it's just a handheld Facebook Live, and you have a call to action where you're asking your donors to get involved by way of becoming a new member or going to your donation page, it's a really awesome way to engage directly with that online community. When you think about your events, there are some limits as it pertains to how many people can actually come to those events because of your budgets, because of the fire marshal saying how many people can actually be in the room. So you can only bring a finite amount of people to any event that you're running for a number of reasons. But with the power of online streaming, you can then basically take the limits off. So as many people are online, they can actually be there at your event virtually and interact in many of the same ways. They can chat with you, they can donate. So if you're taking donations in person, you could be simultaneously taking donations online. You just have to present a nice show, whatever the show is. You want to present something nice, and you also want to engage with the people who are online directly. So you want to give them a call to action. You want to make sure that you read some of their comments live so that they feel like they're a part of the actual live stream that you're doing. So the other thing that live streaming gives you the ability to do is, today, some of you all may be looking at this on our landing page, on our fundraising film landing page. And the great thing about putting a live stream on a landing page is that on that landing page, you can have all sorts of different things for people to do and read and look at. If you notice right there on the left-hand side on our landing page, we have a grant button there. People can click on the grant to sign up for our yearly biannual grant that we offer. But you could also put a donation button here. You could put a chat here. You could see live donations happening here. Really, the possibilities are endless as it pertains to what you could actually put on this page here. The other thing that you could do is this allows for it to be instantly shared as well. So as it pertains to growing that online community, how do you grow that community? Well, it would be great if people could just share your live stream with your website directly to Facebook. So, when people hit share, and over here we have a couple social media buttons, people can share directly to Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube and continue to grow that your community by way of sharing a live stream of your event. It's just a really neat way and engaging way to be able to connect with your donors and continuously grow that base. Moving on, content that connects and engages. It's really important that what you're putting out there has some type of quality and value to it, meaning it doesn't have to be scripted. This isn't scripted. I'm riffing and doing my best. I probably should have a script, but if you have some good slides, your subject matter, that's enough. It doesn't have to be super produced. This would be probably a little bit more produced than some, but at the same time, if you have a cell phone that you're shaking and it's kind of shaky all over the place, that probably wouldn't be the type of content. It would need to be something that would be a little bit more focused, something where you're sitting down, it has a light, your camera's on a tripod, and we'll get into a couple other things here that can make, your content a little bit more engaging. So, we talked about it earlier. You have to engage with your viewers online directly, meaning if you have a show or like a live event and it's just streaming, that's great. That's great. It's better to stream it than not to stream it. But if you never reach out to the people online and say, hello, online people, let's take a couple of your chat questions, or to read out people's names of people who are online. You want to engage, put parts in your show where you engage with the online people directly. That will encourage people to come back the next time that you live stream, 1 and 2. It will encourage them to share, and because everybody likes to hear their name, and also to tell people to come on, because you get a shout out, and people just like to know that there's some interaction going on. So engage with viewers directly on your live stream. The other thing is some type of call to action, a CTA for your online audience. You want them to do something. It's one thing to just stream it, and that's great, but what are they supposed to do after you get finished with your stream? Do you want them to donate, become a member, visit your website, share your stuff on Facebook or YouTube, subscribe on YouTube? Ask them to do something during the show and post-show. The next thing is to include presentation slides. If I was just sitting here and I did this live stream just like this is great. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's nicer if you can do a picture-in-picture where you can have your slide in the background and you on the bottom. Really quickly, the cool thing about this is, if you notice, that was actually covering me up. So what I'll do, this thing is really dynamic. I will change my position of the picture-in-picture. Now I'm up in the top right hand and literally sat there. Let's see. I did that right with my finger. So I can hit the picture-in-picture here. I can put my slide there. I can put me there, and I can move my picture right up to the corner there with my finger and hit go. And then when I do it like this, it goes live. So now, just on the fly, I've been able to adjust the picture-in-picture so that we can actually read the slides. I need to read it because I don't know what the next thing is. So include the slides in the presentation. It's great and awesome, demo right here where it shows that you can just, if your picture's in the way, move it out of the way, or just make the thing full screen. Just make it take you out of it. So you can take you out of it, or you can have the picture-in-picture there. The next thing is to pick a platform where your audience is viewing from. So there are a lot of different rules of thumb as it pertains to social media. My particular thing is that social media really breaks out based on age, depending on your whatever age category is. That's kind of where you're going to land. So I don't particularly think that you need to have every single social media platform. You just need to know where your demographic is. Most everybody is on Facebook, so if you're on Facebook, you're pretty safe. But depending on the age, again, if you're a millennial, more people would be probably on Instagram. So it just depends kind of on where your audience is, but make sure that wherever that stream is, make sure that that's where your audience is. You don't want to post to Instagram if your audience isn't on Instagram. YouTube is kind of like your first step into live streaming. YouTube is kind of like the center node of the entire live streaming ecosystem. And the reason I say that is because YouTube is so ubiquitous. YouTube works on every single device. If you have an iPad, an iPhone, on your TV, on your computer, it just works. It works everywhere. So I would suggest everybody to create a YouTube channel, a YouTube account. It's free. It takes no time to set that up. We also do that as well if you would need some help with that. We offer that service as well to create your YouTube channel so that you can get your banner art, your channel art. But again, it's free, and within no time you can start live streaming directly to YouTube, and then you can share that YouTube link to your Facebook. So you can just copy and paste the link directly to Facebook, and be streaming in both places at the same time, or copy that link to your website and be streaming on your website, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. So YouTube is kind of like the center node of the streaming, of live streaming. You want that YouTube channel so that you can spread that link, because once you have that YouTube link, that you can pretty much put that anywhere. So back to our tips here on live streaming. The next thing is that you want to make sure that you have everyone like or subscribe at your events. The only way that you're going to continue to grow your online community is if you ask. So if you ask them to go to your Facebook page and like it, if you ask them to go to your YouTube channel and subscribe, that's the way. You don't want people to leave your events and not have liked or subscribed, because next year, let's say they can't come, or let's say that the capacity for next year's event is much smaller. They may not come in person, but they may go on to your live stream and watch there, and you might get just as many donations online as you do in person. So you want to make sure that if you have people in person, you have a slide up that tells them to like or subscribe to your social media, so that you can continue to grow that online community. The next thing is to include video clips. It breaks up the talking. It helps you to not have to be on the screen the entire time. Just like that video clip I just showed earlier. That video clip I recorded right from my iPad. So that was a video clip from another company, the company that actually makes that device. I went on YouTube, pushed play, and hit record on my iPad, and was able to put it in my presentation just like that, without any I didn't need any special equipment or anything to get that video. So if it's on YouTube, you can get it and put it right within your presentation to help people visualize what it is that you're trying to present to them. The next thing is to edit the stream into smaller pieces. So this particular stream today is an hour long, but post-stream, I'm going to cut this hour-long presentation into small bite-sized chunks because most people won't have time to commit to an hour or your entire gala event. So when the event is over, you would want to either use your iPad with iMovie to cut that gala into smaller bits, or you could reach out to a company like us or any other company to help you with just editing that into smaller bite-sized pieces. People may not commit to an hour-long video or an hour-long presentation, but they might just want to look at a 3-minute, 2-minute, 5-minute piece, over days. The other thing is it gives you a lot of content to post for a much longer amount of time. Meaning instead of having just one video to post after your gala or after whatever event that you're doing after your workshop, if you have an hour-long presentation, that could end up being 10, maybe 20 different smaller clips that you could just continuously post over a long period of time. So it gives you a lot of content. Long-form videos like this give you a lot of content to be able to push out there on your social media. And again, that helps with growing your following, which then can be converted and translated into donations and fundraising efforts. And even beyond fundraising, I mean, if you just need more volunteers or anything like this, this is a great way to kind of mobilize the people online. And then the last thing is to include the stream in emails. There are platforms like MailChimp or Constant Contact that allow you to use that same YouTube link that we spoke about earlier and to embed that right within your MailChimp campaign to go out there. People love video, and so if an email with a video clip in it is more likely to get looked at than one without. And we'll do some deeper dives on that in another class, not this particular class, but there are ways that you can actually create thumbnails at the top, moving thumbnails at the top of your email that look like a video. It's not the actual video, but it makes people want to interact with it and click it, and when they click it, it takes them to your YouTube or to your Facebook, wherever the live stream was. It'll take them directly to that for them to watch that media there. So that is a great way to interact with your people for like some live streaming tips. Okay, so the next slide here we have are some of the live streaming options that we offer. Those live streaming options can kind of be broken down into 3 buckets, which are full service streaming production, where you're just not a tech person, you don't want to have anything to do with this just looks overwhelming, and you just want somebody to come in and run the video end of your event. We don't do the staging or the lighting. We don't write the scripts. We come in there just to set up the cameras, make sure that it's connected to your website or your YouTube or social media. We just take care of all things said video, audio, mics and EQs and staging and all that. We have people that we work with that offer that service, but we are video streaming or video only. So that's what we do. And if you're just that kind of person that just doesn't want to do any of this stuff and just wants somebody to take care of it, we have options for that. We typically like to sit down with people to look at their entire year of fundraising efforts and events, because if we could kind of work with you throughout the year, we can create slides and things that kind of have a through line for the entire year to make sure that you can actually, hopefully over that year, increase your donor support, your subscribers, the people who follow you on social media. And also too, we can definitely do much better pricing when we kind of look at a year-long part of event, a set of events as opposed to just one event at a time. But we can do whatever fits your situation the best. The second option are permanent installations. So let's say that you have a podcast or some type of weekly workshop that you like to do where you want to talk to people every single week, even if it was once a week. It would be cost prohibitive to have us come to your location every week. So that would be an instance where we could come out and set up this kind of setup that we have here for you, get you trained, so that you can just run this on your own every week. And it can be completely portable as well. So if you didn't have a place that you could just dedicate to, all of this equipment, we have some portable options where it's in a case, and you put it in a case and put it away, and you bring it back out, plug it up, push the button, and open it up, and you're ready to go. So whichever, if you have something that you do, or even like churches are sometimes big on permanent installations because they have a church service every weekend. So we can set up permanent installations there so that we set it up for you and we get you trained up. We'll support it if you just have something that's going to be happening every single week. And then the last option that we have is a DIY option where you just need something small. You don't need anything kind of like this full service thing. You don't need a permanent installation. You just need something that you can kind of set up on your own. Well, today, this particular setup that I'm actually presenting on is just that. I purposely didn't use our typical setup where we use professional cameras and professional lighting. I wanted to use what you would have access to from a toolkit that I'll explain to you here in just a second. So I guess to recap on that, the last option that I just mentioned, which is this toolkit that we offer. It is a $4.95 toolkit, and it comes with everything that you would need to do your live streaming yourself. So we would do a brand assessment for you. We would provide you with some training resources, online training resources. It's all accessible through an online portal. And it also comes with an iPhone or Android toolkit. Some of the things that come with that toolkit are, the first thing is what I'm actually being lit by right now, which is a mobile ring light. And it has a tripod with a ring light where you can put your cell phone right in the center of the ring light and get some really nice lighting. It's completely portable. It's lightweight and small. It gives you a really awesome way to just put whatever camera you have right in that ring light and be able to live stream to it right now. The setup that I did here is an iPod Touch. I did that because iPod Touches only cost $200. So if you didn't want to use your cell phone, you could do an iPod Touch, which is really inexpensive, but you could also use a GoPro, you could use your cell phone, but anything really with a camera, you can use it. You put it, right now, I have the ring light right in front of me. The cool thing is that with it off, I can turn that ring light off, and you see it's definitely much darker. I can turn that ring light right back on with a cool little button. This button here, let me show you the button here. So right here, the little button connects right to the ring light. You just press the button, and you can turn that on and off there. You can also change the color of it, so it can be a nice kind of just white light. It can also be more blue, or it can be gold, kind of that look. Right now I have the window open. If you had the window closed, you could control this even more. But it gives you just some really nice light with your camera and a tripod. Just makes your stuff just look a little bit more professional. It's small things like that that can make all of the difference. The other thing that the visual toolkit comes with are some of these goodies here. So it also comes with a cool little clicker, so that if you want to start and stop the video, you can do that without having to like actually physically touch it. So it comes with that. Comes with a cool little cell phone holder. It comes with two of them. This is a second one. So if you don't need to rotate it or move it around, you can use this to put your cell phone on the tripod, the ring light tripod. It comes with a mic here. This is cool because this is the mic that I actually have on right now. So the mic that I'm actually talking to you guys through, it's right here clicked on my shirt, and that is the mic that is being used. It also has any of the connectors that you might need. So if you're on Android or iOS, it has the connectors here as well. It also comes with the Osmo DJI gimbal. It's a really cool gimbal system. I can't go into this right now. I really want to because this thing is so cool, but I'm going to do another video on this. But it is a gimbal that allows you to put your phone on it, and you can then have a much smoother shot. So this is super cool. This is like a super cool thing. I'm going to do a whole video on this right here, but it's a cool piece of equipment that if you're walking around an event with your phone clipped to this, it makes it butter smooth. It makes it seem like you have a really high-end camera setup. Really cool thing. Comes with the case so that you can put, the stuff in the case. Just like that. You zip it up. Super portable right there. Really cool piece of equipment. That also has a neat stand that you can use with it. So you can connect this little stand to the gimbal that I just showed you. You connect it to it. And so you can just stand it. The gimbal will literally follow you. So if you select yourself in the gimbal and you want to just pace and walk around, the gimbal will follow you. Really cool piece of tech. And the last thing is that the ring light comes with a nice little nifty carrying case that you can put it in and tote it around, not break it. So that comes with the visual toolkit. That's the DIY kit. So if you just want to do it yourself, you want to just something really simple and easy that you can immediately get to using. It's great for people who have podcasts or weekly workshops or vlogs. It's a super simple, easy setup. And we have the training resources that we're going to be supplying here soon to just teach you how to use that stuff and get the most value out of it. So that's that. The next type of thing is permanent installations. So we talked about that. If you have workshops or podcasts, or if you have like church events, you might need something a little more permanent, and things like this might be appropriate where you might need just a permanent setup. We can assist you with getting something like this set up. This is one type of setup, but we can also create, like I mentioned, completely foldable setups. So if you need to just get it out of the way, but we can work with you to kind of get a custom setup for you done. So whatever the application is, just let us know, and we'll work with you to figure out what would be the most appropriate and best setup for you. And then the final and last thing is kind of what we were talking about before, but it's just for people who just don't want to do any of it. So if you just don't want to do any of it, you want us to take care of all of it, we can do that too for workshops, galas, or your podcast. If you just want us to come in, and handle it, we are there for that as well. So now what I'll do is I'll just go into a little bit more of a demo of some of the things that you can do with your live stream. So the first thing that you've been noticing that I've been doing this entire presentation is that I have been switching between multiple cameras. That is the coolest thing that you can do with this, is that I have 2 cell phones set up, and I'm switching by bringing my finger up here and then dragging it and then dropping it, and then the scene changes. You know, this level of, you know, being able to stream with multiple sources without, you know, crazy amounts of equipment. I mean, it's an iPad. It's, you know, I have a couple, if I didn't want to do a presentation, I wouldn't even need an iPad. So, you know, you don't have to have 2 iPads. I only have 2 iPads because one is running the live stream and the other one is running the actual presentation. But you could connect a computer to it. You could connect another phone to it. You know, it's super customizable. The other thing that was really cool that I just love is the picture-in-picture function, and literally I'm dragging my presentation here, dropping it, then I drag my other source and I can just drag it right there. I hit the go button just like that, and now I can switch it, and now I have picture-in-picture. I mean, it's just really cool how this works. So there's so much more that can be done here, and we're going to dive deeper into that. This is going to be like an ongoing series where we'll continuously update it and add more information. Again, this is high level, but it just shows you what's possible really quickly with an iPad, a couple of phones, and a ring light. Yeah, really pretty cool stuff. We definitely want to continue to bring this to as many nonprofits as we can, or just anybody who might need this. And we are offering some ambassador partnership opportunities where if you want to help us in getting the message out about this streaming service, we're offering commissions, white label value, discounted videos, and some grant awards to be a part of getting the message out. Kind of the way that we're asking is for people to share this stream and share, you know, some of the content that we put out to their social media people, to participate in some of the networking events and trade show things that we go to possibly reach out to people in your network for people who might be able to take advantage of something like this, and to let us know how we're doing. You know, let us know how we're doing. So to recap really quickly, we have the couple of different ways that you guys can get involved or get, you know, take advantage of this here. We have the DIY streaming toolkit option, super $4.95, gives you all that equipment, gives you training resources, gives you everything you need to get going today. Pretty cool thing. We have the full service live stream option, so if you don't want to do any of it, you just want somebody to come in and take care of it, we got that as well. And then if you guys want some type of portable live stream installation, we can do that as well. So if it's live stream, if it's video, we can help you. And we also have a number of other services that we offer as well. Full service film production, we do event PowerPoint slides, we do live streaming, we do post-production services, so editing, sound mixing, things like that. Social media, video content, we do website videos, we do commercials, we do 4K video. So that concludes my presentation for today. I'm going to take a few minutes to answer a couple of questions here, and let me see what we have. I see a number of things here. So, let's see. All right. So, we have a couple of stuff here. No, everybody's just saying good stuff. I see Marina, I see Rosie, I see Donzel. Hello, everybody. Thank everybody for coming in today to take a look. But yeah, this has been really fun. Like I mentioned, we're going to continue to create content like this. If you would like to continue to take a look at this type of stuff, we'll be posting it on YouTube, so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to see this stuff on Facebook, you can like us on Facebook as well. And we'll continue to put this content out. Like I said, we have an entire training series that's coming that is going to do some really deep dives into all of kind of what we spoke about today. So we'll take it from the higher end to the smaller end and everything in between. Let me see something really quickly. Make sure I didn't miss any questions here. I think that's all I have. Yeah, also, here is our contact information. So if you want to visit us, you can go to fundraisingfilms.org. You can also email us at partners@fundraisingfilms.org. And our number is 866-96-VIDEO. And I will follow up with everybody who was here in the stream today via email to follow up with this information. So yeah, other than that, I thank everybody so much for participating in the live stream today, and I hope the rest of your day is excellent. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.